Oh, don't chase the bag, become the bag. Wealth magic secrets. What's the deal, family? What's the deal? What's the deal? Dream Lies here for another one. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Cause you know what I'm saying, I'm trying out this mic, this audio. If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat and let me know, family, what's the deal. Yeah, don't chase the bag, become the bag. Don't chase the bag, become the bag. And this is an important concept because okay, good, y'all can hear me. Good. This is an important concept because essentially what happened yesterday in my Shivatism group, we was diving deep into the fold of the external illusion and making money and making our passions become part of our reality. What's up? Let me shout y'all out, man. What's up, Armageddon? Dynamic Warrior, Tato, Hats Gallery. What's up, Denisha? What's good? What's good? The price is right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Armageddon by Shantae. Hey, we in this thing. So I said I want to break down the concept of what we're actually doing as spiritual workers. You feel me? Because at the same time, at the end of the day, if we don't understand what we're actually doing, if we don't have the actual true why of why we're doing this spiritual work, then essentially we're just in a trend or in some kind of idea of religious, motif where you just go to church every Sunday, but you don't know why. Appreciate that, Ads Gallery. Appreciate that. So I'm gonna read some of this wealth magic and give the family the understanding of truly becoming the bag. See, for a long time in my life, I was accepting the aspects of me that was, how would you say, just an external dweller, somebody that just wanted to get out here and get to the money, get money, go get it, hustle approach, hustle, every day I'm hustling. And the only thing that was happening, I was making money, don't get me wrong. I was hustling and getting to it. But the problem was I didn't feel good inside. There was something that was missing. I felt empty. I felt shallow. I felt insecure in moments. Because if I needed some kind of external substance, drugs, nigga need drugs to just become a true nigga. God damn. What kind of bullshit is that? If I needed a substance to get out here and get to it, then that was a problem, a huge problem for me because I didn't want to be dependent on drugs. And it's an interesting dynamic in the hood because a lot of us do go through that particular ordeal where we are dependent on an external substance to make us move in a particular way. So I'm gonna read some of this book, Wealth Magic. Very good book, fire book. First one to ever have it, first one to bring it out to the family. Phil Cooper. And I actually made him bring it out because he had this book hidden. But you know what I mean, dream wise. You feel me? Manifested the God and give y'all the understanding of that. I had homegirls back in the day. They were strippers or whatever. Beautiful girls too. And but the problem was with them was they were uh, hustlers like myself. You feel me? Strippers, um, really all about their money, all about their bag. And you know what I'm saying? They used to run cons on, the simp people essentially, just based off of they knew they had what they want and shit, they was never going to give it to them essentially. But there was something deeper that was happening in that divine feminine energy, my homegirls, that was uh, toxic. See, they was attractive on the outside, but on the inside, they were toxic. They were garbage, if you will. And all of it was based off of traumas. How would you say? Maybe abuse, a lot of abuse, actually. Neglected parents. You know, us growing in the hood, we just was in a different mindset. So we didn't know no other way but to get out here and get it. Hustle hard, get it out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Be in the space of how would you say, even kind people. You feel me? That's a real true energy that I'm trying to speak to y'all right now, because that's essentially what was happening in the hood. A lot of con artists, a lot of people that didn't understand themselves and just wanted to get the bag. So we was always chasing the bag, even, you know what I'm saying, in the aspect of me dealing with drugs and stuff like that, right? There was a few times where I got conned into certain pills that I thought my man's had, but when I opened it up, it was not that. So then that man's didn't become my man, he became my enemy, and so on. And surely, slowly but surely, you know what I'm saying, that leads to uh, conflict and tumultuous energies, especially when I see you, it's on site. So, you know what I mean? This way of thinking is a plague, it's a disease. And to my people that have jobs and things of that nature, right? It's the same thing. If you're constantly, repetitively feeling that the outside validation or the outside world is the key, like if you work in extra overtime and you got to work, you feeling like you have to work more to attract the bag. And that's the wrong approach when we're talking about a spiritual worker, an alchemist. So let me read some of this, and then we're going to dive deep into the fold. Because attraction is deeper than the physical. It's an internal energy that actually moves you to become your greatest version of yourself. The, the reason why this is important to not chase the bag, but become the bag, is because it's your awakening energy. This is awakening you to your God power realized. And what you have to do is reprogram that part of you that feels like you have to get out here and hunt or get out here and get to it because everybody else, majority of the world, is doing that. See, when you see certain people online, right, and it's like, damn, just money comes to them easily and effortlessly. That's something to that. That's an energy inside of them that says their energy, their inner God, is attracting opportunities and wealth to them just based off of they got their inner world right. So I want to dive deep into the fold. Don't chase the bag, become the bag. So this chapter, oh look, hold on. I can't even go to this chapter because I divination to this chapter. God damn. Let me read what this says and then we'll go deeper into the fold. The value of money. The value of money. There are many misconceptions about money, its value, and how much or how little we are entitled to have. We look at these in some detail in an effort to expose them for what they really are, fallacies. Money, have you ever thought about what money is, what it does, and where it comes from? Your attitude towards money is most important. Money is simply a unit of exchange. It buys things. Unless it is used, it is simply useless pieces of paper, metal, and polymer. Money is potential, chaos in the blood. Chaos is potential energy. Money is potential. The more you have, the more you can purchase. Always think of money in the terms of purchasing power, in terms of what you can do with it Otherwise, you run the risk of falling into grave error. The truth about money is that, as it stands, it is quite useless. You think not? Ask any refugees in a war-torn country. He may well have a pocket full of money or even gold and jewels, but because of the prevailing situation, it is valueless. He can't buy anything because no one will accept currency. Money by itself is quite worthless. So, understanding of that is you just understand that what you're really searching for is energy. You're not searching for money. You're trying to get your energy, your inner God online. And essentially, when you get that online, then this thing called money or power or energy will come to you more and more. See, when we're talking about attraction, that's essentially what we're talking about. How do you become more attractive? How do you bring people into the fold based off of your energy? And a lot of times it's about people's inner talks, their inner conversations, what they're speaking to themselves on a daily. Because again, what happens is your medulla oblongata or your subconscious mind stem, right, is programming your nervous system from a child till now. And that's how to Train Your Dragon, if y'all don't know. The movie How to Train Your Dragon, that's what it's about. And essentially, when your dragon is not trained, your medulla oblongata, your nervous system, then essentially you're in this fight or flight mode, this sympathetic mode where you want to fight for your money, or you want to feel in your heart that you got to go hard. You feel me? Or you got to uh, try to put something down, put a whole bunch of effort in it, right? I read the book to y'all, Relax More and Try Less, because that's an important book to understand in the concept of becoming the God. See, your inner G, your energy, your inner God is a mechanism of your subconscious mind. I'm going to read some of this in the Wealth Magic book so we can dive deep into the fold of what that is. But essentially, what you want to do is slow yourself down, slow your nervous system down, and understand that spirit got all the answers for you. Now, the problem is we're caught up in a distractory reality where we feel in our heart that you know what I'm saying, we got to try and go super hard in the paint just to attract opportunities to us. But that's not the case. And that's a false fallacy, which I'm about to explain even deeper. What's up, babe? What's up, Modest Moore? Jock, what's good? Dr. Lakeith, what's good? What's good? Armageddon, Cass, what's good? Boyd, Roku, Check, what's good? All right, let's get this on, baby. I just washed the hell out of my hair, boy. Talk about I washed the hell out of this hole real quick. You feel me? So I'm gonna have to. No, I got on a hat now, but y'all ain't gonna judge my hairline. Ha! Hell nah, chaos in the blood, boy. Y'all ain't gonna judge my hairline. Have me in this hole. Insecure and everything, boy. This is a leopard jasper crystal. And essentially you want to have crystals around you because it helps calm your nervous system down. You feel me? All you got to do is kind of rub these crystals, whatever crystal you may carry on your person. Just rub it and it'll do the internal magic to tap into the crystal inside of you. Leopard jasper controls your or calms your nervous system down, grounds you, and puts you in more of a state of uh, peace and tranquility. Because they're heating this thing up, and essentially the more that they have, the more they do the inflation thing, or the more, how would you say, they keep on running and chasing after the world, then the more the world won't chase you. So you want to understand that to the core. Let the world chase you, and everything will start to make sense. I hope this truth makes sense to you. I say reasonable 6. The more money you print, the less it's worth. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why we're not chasing money. We're attracting energy, that inner God. I'm going to show y'all how to do it right now. Y'all can hear me good? Okay, here we go. Check this out. You are your inner mind. It's chapter 2 in the Wealth Magic book. You are your inner mind. You can be forgiven for thinking that man has little control over his life, or that what will be will be. Most people think like this, presuming that nothing will ever change, life being ruled by fate, luck, or the will of God. Little wonder that nothing ever does change, because these ideas are wrong. But how to convince people they are wrong, there indeed is a problem. So a lot of times people are saying, oh, it is what it is. I can't do nothing about my reality. This is what cards I was dealt. It's luck. People on YouTube is luck. Dreamwise is luck for him to attract all this wealth and opportunity. They just lucky. Man, I never get the break, right? That's a program. That's a system of belief that you're believing in, that's set in stone in your genie in the lamp. And your genie is just going to grant you the wishes you want to have. So one aspect of this inner mind work is to eradicate that particular program that doesn't serve your greater good, because again, it's going to keep you in a state of disbelief when the miracle happens. And then even when the miracle happens, you might even fall into the space of like saying, damn, I can't believe that happened to me. God damn. And then you'll fuck it up. You feel me? Let me keep it rolling because I get ahead of myself. Once a person has made up his mind that something is true, it is often very difficult to convince him otherwise. Beliefs are hard things to change, yet change they must if matters are to improve. Let's look at man's role in the cosmic scheme. I want you to keep an open mind, once again thinking carefully about the ideas which follow. The incredible power of the inner mind. Most people are pretty well convinced that all is as it seems to be. Facts are facts, and that nothing much can ever be achieved other than by those with brains, special talents, or a great deal of luck. Those who choose to use their minds to think a little deeper began to realize that man was capable of far more than was apparent on the surface. In addition, it was discovered that facts are not as clear-cut as we have been led to believe. Take, for instance, the strange phenomenon of clairvoyancy, telepathy, dowsing, not to mention firewalking, or the ability of some people to swallow razor blades and broken glasses without injury. Tricks. They may well appear to be so, that is, to the skeptics or hardline rationalists. The evidence, however, is there for all to see. What it is that bestows such strange powers or gifts? Well, I should tell you now. So I want y'all to think about that, right? There's people that walk on fire. You feel me? They break wood with their hands, right? There's people that do all this far off things that actually seem impossible, but then again, it's done, right? And, you know, the mind will believe it to be a trick, especially in this AI time. You see somebody in Africa levitating, and you'll be like, "Nah, that's definitely a trick." Or you'll have somebody on TikTok pushing a particular item with their psi energy. You'll be like, "Nah, that's not. That can't be happening. That's not real. That's only in the movies." And one of the aspects that I know to and gain ground on is facts are just opinions by the unconscious collective of people. You're making it up. We're playing make believe. So now, how do you eradicate some of these facts in your mind that create a reality that doesn't serve your greater good? How do you shift your thinking from the systematic oppression of believing that you have to be this particular way in order to, you know what I'm saying, receive the bounties and the gold in this earth realm? Back of that neck, baby, subconscious mind. See, when I was, what was I, 20, 25, I thought the world was a particular way just based off of, you know what I'm saying, what I seen on TV and who I seen in my neighborhood. So I felt like I didn't have no other way but to get out here and get to the bag and get to you know, selling drugs or whatever. So it created a reality inside of me in my inner world that created a narrative that said, well, this is how I'm gonna get rich. So now, you know what I'm saying, I carry out that particular mission, and essentially I didn't see the other opportunities that was laying right in front of me in the aspect of what's happening today with me as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. So I had to eradicate that mainframe, eradicate that mind that said, nah, this is the only way you can get it, basketball or drugs. Ha, chaos in the blood. What the hell? And look, I went to college. That's the crazy thing. I went to college and finished in 6 years. But luckily I had an auntie that said, hey, all you have to do, no matter what, just if anything, just get that degree, just get that piece of paper. And when I made that promise to her, and you know, my mama already instilled the energy of you finish what you start inside of me, and shit, it was easy for me to, you know, grab that piece of paper, just based off of me being such a thorough nigga at such a young age. Even though I was fucking up and seeing the world in such a light, you know what I'm saying? I think that's why I was so successful at drug dealing, because um, I was really sharp in that particular manner of understanding that, you know what I'm saying? Shit, you just had to make the plays correctly. You feel me? Had to make sure you had the product, and make sure that you know what I'm saying, you understand who you serving and how to serve them in a particular way. Mind you, I got the first eye roll-ons on sale. Black Friday sale is still here. It's going down. Go get them. I got them for $5, 9 hours only. 9 hours only. Now it might be 6 hours left. So go get them if you want to stimulate your pineal gland. It's kind of think about belladonna or tiger balm, but it's it's one that's made by me. Straight pineal stimulation product. So anyway, that's a big thing, family. We got to understand that to the core. Like, our mind, our subconscious mind, is the mechanism that keeps us in this state of thinking we have to be this particular way. You can change your personal reality, your personality, based off of you doing the alchemy on your subconscious mind. I'm gonna tell you how to do it right now. It says We are now beginning to understand that the mind of man is far more complex and powerful than what was previously suspected, especially since dogmatic religion and unscientific occultism have started to decline rapidly. In addition to his rational thinking mind, man also has a supermind capable of tremendous potential and creative terms together with vast insight. This part of man's mind is known as the subconscious. For those of you who have read mind power books will have heard of it already, perhaps not appreciate just how powerful this is. Everyone has a subconscious mind, and so everyone can draw on its undoubted power, regardless of how clever they may be. The subconscious mind has little to do with intellect or breeding. So he goes in about the subconscious mind, how it controls the bodily functions and things of that nature. But I want to read this computer program part because I want you to understand that you are a cosmic computer. You're a supercomputer. And your supercomputer is essentially based off of what program you put inside of it. So when I was talking to the family yesterday in the Shivatism, you know what I'm saying? I'm just realizing and understanding that sometimes we might be even believing that we have to do other things in this external world that's going to create the reality for us, that we want to see come forth and manifest. But what I came to learn in my spiritual journey, the more and more I started deprogramming my subconscious mind and started really doing the inner alchemy work, the inside world started reflecting outwardly just based off of me having in spirit inspiration motion that moved me into particular wealth opportunities. So, you know what I mean? It sounds like a catch 22, but when you're thinking with the logical mind, it's not giving you no creative potential, which is the subconscious mind. It's giving you all logical things. Let me take up more hours to get more money, right? That's what it's giving you. Let me let me work an extra job to get more money. Let me do Uber to get more money. That's the logical mind, the rational mind that's giving you them ego-driven thoughts that's keeping you in the survival mode, dependent state. What your subconscious mind does or your higher self does is it gives you a play that obliterates all of that stuff to put you in the freedom zone mechanism that you're asking for. So the real game and the real inner alchemy is to let go and let God. That's what the whole statement is about. It's about you understanding that there's a deeper, don't worry, we're gonna get to it because I'm just telling you what it is in this wealth magic book. I'm gonna get to it. There's a deeper, more powerful being inside of you that wants to do what it wants to do uh, uh, based off of what you came down here to do, your dharma. So that's an important concept that we must understand to the core. You don't want to work backwards, you want to work inwards. And working backwards is just basically you beating your feet, trying to feel like you have to work more hours, 16-hour weeks. God damn. God damn. Oh God. Hold on. What we got? What we got? Okay, let me see if I can make some move. Let me see if I can make some move. There we go. Good. Good. I can't find this book. Um, this book is this book should be on Amazon. I thought Phil. See, when I built with Phil Cooper back in the day, he brought this book out. And look, that's what I'm talking about. Even in the situation of me building with the person that y'all, admire and claim, Phil Cooper, right? So y'all know my story. I had a dream. I went to sleep. I did the alchemy. I did the inner work, right? And did a ritual towards the magician book because nobody had the copy, and I wanted a physical copy, right, of the book. And essentially, what I did was I did a ritual towards it, and then I went to sleep one night. Maybe a few weeks later, went to sleep, had a dream about Phil Cooper. Sure enough, in the dream, it showed me Phil Cooper, or showed me a person that was basically Phil Cooper, and it showed me going to eBay. So I woke up 3:30 in the morning, went to eBay, and voila, there you go, the magician, for a decent price too. I think it was like $200 for the book, right? But bigger than that, I end up buying the book, and then the person that was selling it, was named Phil Cooper. What a coincidence. So what I did was I reached out to the guy because I couldn't believe it, and sure enough, it was him. And sure enough, when I had my run with Phil Cooper, I had him bring out all of his books, this one included. This was the first book. I actually sold this book. And in me bringing them out, essentially, you know what I'm saying, it was a gold or guide to the spiritual family. So hey, if y'all didn't get y'all's, If y'all didn't get y'all's, Dream out here swole, man. Facts, I'm a martial artist and my money is 90% in the area. I take an hour break from work, not to eat but train, getting me a 3-session benchmark per rising. Ashe. Yeah, if y'all can't find this book, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I thought he still had it for sale. Hopefully that nigga didn't transition. God damn, that'd be fucked up. Then this book's is really gonna go up. And I got all of them. God damn. Oh, Mr. Young gonna post it in the PDF. Say less hot Titus, you is funny. What's up, Carmen? What's up? All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on. All right, let's get it on. It says a computer can be programmed to do virtually anything from running a line of complex machines to working out the most complex mathematical problems. The same computer can just as easily be programmed to denote a hydrogen bomb. There are 2 points to bear in mind. Firstly, that the program dictates what the computer will or will not do. And secondly, that it makes no distinction as to whether the program is beneficial or destructive. It simply acts on the instructions it's given. Message. So understand, right, that you're acting based off of the instructions you're given, based off of the school programming that you've been learning, or the aspects of your mama and them programming you to believe that you have to get out here and hustle every day. I'm hustling every day. I'm hustling every day. I'm hustling. That programming is based off of our parents' outdated system, and it's up to us to upgrade our programming and upgrade our system. Because again, if you're going to make any kind of generational wealth or changes, then essentially you're going to have to do something with the mind, because that's all you have is your mind. So now, how do we work through our mental alchemy, and how do we work through our minds? That's the question. What does it take to eradicate the nervous system of the fight or flight mode, the sympathetic nervous system that's keeping us worried and fearful and anxious all the time, and feeling like we have to do something, or we can't manifest things based off of our inner God. So I want the family to ask themselves these questions, like, how can I become more attractive? Right? Because that's all this thing boils down to. How can you move in a space of training your dragon, your medulla oblongata, the back of your spinal column that runs your whole subconscious mind system? Don't chase the bag, become the bag. What is attraction? What is attraction? Ask yourself that. See, you got to ask yourself, are you living the life you want to live? Or are you just replaying old programmings? Because if you've been doing the same thing over and over since you was 15 and creating the same narratives, then essentially it's time to do something different. It's time to change something different about you. I got a homeboy. He works at Kroger's. He went to high school with me. He's 40 years old and stuff. He's been working at Kroger's since he was 18. And I already know the problem. The problem was he got in trouble at, maybe around 20 something or whatever, right? And instead of him bouncing back off of that activity, he let that particular problem hit his particular mind. So when he turned 25 again, he went back to Kroger's because he was in jail for about 2 years, and he went back to Kroger's. And he's still at this Kroger's doing the sacking thing. And every now and then, whenever I'm in that area, I'll go over there to that Kroger's, and I seen him one of these recent times, and I was just blown away that he's still there doing the same sacking thing at 40. It actually hurt my heart to see it because I was like, God damn, my guy, like, what the fuck? Because sometimes, when you go through the hood, you can still see him catching the bus or whatever and walk into the Kroger's or whatever in the hood. And it's painful to see because, again, it's like, damn, niggas ain't not even trying out here. They just being in the space of like, woe is me, based off of, they took their shot at an opportunity, it failed, and essentially they're not trying to get back on the saddle, so they would rather stay a sacker for the rest of their life. I tear up at the shit. That nigga right there. And the crazy thing is, big dude too. You know what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, he got a twin brother. That shit is crazy. And they big brothers or whatever. And the twin brother is doing all right. You know what I'm saying? He does something in one of these office buildings or whatever. That nigga might be a financial advisor. Hell nah, boy. That should be a goddamn twin. They look just alike. The twin brother, they twins. And they look like them boys, good. So anyway, that's beside the point. Anyway, they look just like them big dudes, them big boys. Just like them. It's crazy. So you know what I'm saying? If you've been doing something the same thing over and over and over again, but you want to change, then there's something you got to do inwardly to change. You got to break some subconscious programming, some subconscious beliefs about yourself, because that's the real wealth. The wealth is not in you doing extra hours. The wealth is in you programming or deprogramming that junk that doesn't serve you. It says, so where is all this leading? Well, your subconscious mind is in reality nothing more or less than a spiritual computer. It is already programmed to look after your welfare, but it can be given additional instructions at any time. At any time. This is the real secret of magic. For real magic is nothing more or less than the science of using the vast potential offered by your own subconscious mind. Regardless of what religion, education, science, or any other ism or ology may present as facts or truth, the real truth is that man has an inbuilt computer of vast creative potential with unlimited power. At this point, you may well be prompted to ask, if this is the case, why do we suffer so much mystery and lack if we do indeed have this power? In order to answer this question, we must look a little deeper at the subconscious mind and its workings. Okay, so a lot of times what's happening is, and I'm gonna get to the point of what he's gonna say. A lot of times what's happening is we're believing that our master is our subconscious mind in the spiritual community. But the real master is your conscious mind. Because essentially whatever you're putting in your conscious mind, that's what the subconscious mind is picking up on. So now, in order to put in good information, high valuable information into your subconscious mind, you're going to have to deal with that master, which is your conscious mind. I got a whole video on this in back in the day, talking about conscious mind beliefs. Because essentially, when you start eradicating particular spells that's been cast against you, then you can start to program your mind with effort, with different willpower mechanisms that says, I'm going to start running this show on my mind. So what does that mean, Dream? That means affirmations. That means meditations. That means breathing techniques. That means slowing down your nervous system and getting into the parasympathetic nervous system so you can have this relaxed, more cerebral state, and God can actually channel in information to you, right? I mean, getting out in the sun like I'm in now. I mean, sun gazing. I mean, doing all the spiritual work to tap into that peaceful, divine state. So then when God does channel into you what you've been thinking or what's been on your heart, then the aha moment or the message will come clear as day, and then you'll know how to run the play. But if you're still believing that you got to chase the world, then the world is going to keep on giving you the abuse state from the demiurge. Because that's all it is. It's praying against you, right? When you're praying, essentially you're begging. And in begging, you're praying you're asking to be prayed on. So instead of praying, you got to understand that you're attracting, right? And that's a different mechanism than the aspect that you saying, oh, Sky Daddy, can you please bring forth, bring this goddamn bills in. I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And Sky Daddy is just going to simply say, all right, bet, but you're going to owe me. And then there's going to be another problem that's going to happen. So it might give you that particular problem solved, but then it's going to keep on making you serve it by giving you more and more problems because it's a renegade spirit energy. Because the real energy is inside of you, not the ego-driven energy, but your God body energy. So when we're talking about reprogramming our subconscious mind, we're talking about awakening to a new state of being, a new reality. And what that might look like is you might start waking up early at 5 in the morning because you're inspired to wake up at 5 in the morning, right? You might start reading particular books that serve your greater good because you're inspired to read them books, right? It might look like you going to community activities because now you're inspired to be amongst the people and, build and have relationships with high valuable people. That's what it might look like when you reprogram your subconscious mind. But if you don't reprogram your subconscious mind, then you're going to keep on getting the same narratives and same situations over and over again. Fucking with the same hood niggas. You keep on in and out of relationship, but it's basically the same girl or same nigga. Tyrone or Keisha. You feel me? It's all a programming, and you're believing that you're attracting new opportunities with some of these new people, but they're the same people, just in a different clothes. Clothes are different and named differently. The Hodge twins. Now, them boys was them big boys, the big twins. I can't remember how they look like. What was their names? But yeah, that shit break my heart whenever I see that nigga still sacking up. That shit crazy, boy. And this is also about conscious awareness. So it's going to take some time, and it's going to take some discipline, right? In the Patreon, we're reading the new book, Disciplines of Unfoldment of Disciplines by Manly P. Hall. And essentially what we're working on is the aspect of, having a systematic approach to spiritual work, to our inner God, so we can understand that it's not about action reaction, right? It's about actually feeling good inside, and then in feeling good inside, the reality will shift. But if you don't shift your inner world, then your outer world will just keep on staying the same, regardless of how you try to dress it up. So that's a big deal, family. It's a big deal in embodying your inner God, your energy, right? Reprogramming what doesn't serve you anymore if you do want that new reality to come into the fold. And that's what I was telling the fellas yesterday in the Shivatism, like, this ain't about no goddamn, okay, maybe I can try this job, maybe I can try this job, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. Nah, this is something deeper that we're talking about. This is what the whole spiritual aspect is. Remember, spirit is invisible intelligence. So when you're talking about your spiritual, you're talking about you're doing something that's beyond the human intelligence. So that means you're working on self, becoming the greatest version of yourself to become more attractive. So become more thorough. To become more disciplined, even though that word might sound, hard or scary, is not actually, how would you say, is not actually a thing of effort or putting forth energy. Is more so you just do it because this is what you are. You just do it because this is the system that you built upon, and you're going to keep on staying in motion with this particular system because this is how your world is supposed to enliven you. Okay, let me keep reading so I can get to the gist of this book, to the gist of it. Okay, to all my Christians, here we go. Christ said, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God," and also said that the kingdom of God lay within. But rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things shall be added on to you. Luke 12:31. Neither shall they say, Lord, lo here, or lo there. For behold, the kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. The idiotic priests presumed that this meant heaven, another convenient myth used to extract money from people, and that we must seek this by ridding ourselves of the supposed evils and temptations of the flesh and so forth. So when they say in the kingdom of God is in you, they're not talking about you removing yourself from the flesh or your primal ego urges, your intuitive, uh, knowings that you just naturally do, food, what I'm saying, moving like kids do, right? What they're talking about is not moving your body, not removing the body, the flesh, but actually tapping into your inner mind, your inner God, and programming that thing. It says the truth is seek first the kingdom which lies within. What kingdom and within where? The kingdom of God power lies within your inner mind. In other words, your subconscious. That is all that Christ was trying to communicate in a way that could be understood by ordinary people, bearing in mind that the idea of the subconscious was unknown in these times. For easier to say within, as this meant more to Eastern with his natural bent towards the mystical. Within was simply another way of saying inside his mind. So understand that. Okay, so now that we know the kingdom of heaven is in your mind, right? The kingdom of God is in your mind, right? Then that means you got to do mental alchemy work. You feel me? Mental pictures have a profound effect on the subconscious mind. Secondly, he gave precise instructions in an easily understandable way, such as, if thou canst believe, all things are possible. Again, notice the word all. The key to the understanding of inner power, and therefore to be found in two areas: imaginary pictures and belief. It is these two important facts we will now look at and then make use of. So visualization and your belief, your knowing. What do you believe in? So let's start with belief first. There's an idea about yourself or a self-image that you have about yourself that you believe is the God of you. And it's just based off of, your childhood traumas, your experiences, and, what your mama told you. But let's say you was born somewhere different. Let's say you had a different mom. Let's say you was born in a different religion, right? Into a different religion. Then where would your mind be at that particular time? Who would you be? So these are good exercises to ask yourself, like, wait, I'm not stuck on a particular notion. You know how Christians are stuck on Jesus? They like, nah, it's only Jesus. I don't know what these Muslim people is talking about. I don't have no idea what these I don't have no idea why these other people are practicing these other religions. They're just stuck in a particular system of mind that doesn't serve their greater good, because if you can't change, then you're going to always stay the same, stuck. I used to go to my barber. I was going to my barber since I was, how would you say, shit, 8 years old in the hood, right? Monday, his name was Monday. And shit, the funny thing is, the barbershop was closed on Mondays. Ain't that a bitch? But I would go to him and he would, give me that, Southside fade, you feel me? All of that stuff. This was before I had dreads as a kid. And anyway, long story short, once I got to college, I realized that this nigga been pushing me back since I was a goddamn kid. God damn. But Monday, that's my guy. You feel me? That's my dude. Right? I don't even know how to break free of that particular energy. Shit, I've been fucking with him since I was a kid. This is all I know. Him and my mama used to be flirting and shit. He used to give me extra candy and all this other stuff. Lucky I didn't see that nigga come to my house. And sure enough, as I know it, even in college, right? I'm like, nah, I gotta go to Monday. I gotta go to Monday. Even though my partners in college was hooking me up and my lineup was looking crispier, when I came home, I still would have this internal urge to go to Monday, who was fucking me up the whole time. Ain't that a bitch? So what I had to do was eradicate that relationship because, again, if I wanted to have my hairline intact and right, then I'm gonna have to start thinking outside of the box, being courageous, and stepping into a new way of thinking, a new person, a new energy. And as y'all can see, I failed like a bitch. God damn. See where that hair, you see that my hairline's supposed to be right here. God damn, Monday been pushing me back since I was goddamn 8. I don't even know how to feel no more. God damn. That's part of the reason why I got dreads now. You feel me? So I failed like a motherfucker in this bitch. Cause good old Monday. Let me keep on going to this nigga. And sure enough, my shit fucked up. But don't worry. Don't worry. I'm gonna go to whether you're talking about India or something. I'm going over there and I'm gonna turn up on y'all hoes. Straight up and down. Y'all got me fucked up. So you know what I'm saying? It's you gotta do something different, family. There's no way you can't do the same thing over and over and over again and think you're gonna get different results. That's called insanity. So I would uh, I would appreciate the family to look into the aspect of saying, you know what? Fuck it. No matter what, no matter how uncomfortable it feels, because it's just basically your body that's rejecting the energy. No matter how uncomfortable it feels, I'm going to constantly, repetitiously break down this subconscious and start uprooting a new conscious mind, a new subconscious programming to serve my reality. So what that looks like is you doing your mirror magic every day and being disciplined in that fact of saying, you know what, every day for 5 minutes, I'm going to sit in the mirror. Not even 5 minutes. Let's do 1 minute. I'm going to sit in the mirror. Every day, I'm going to move into the space of breaking down this mental, how would you say, programming that doesn't serve me. But when it comes up, I'm not going to just be attached to it. I'm going to do the mental work to say, okay, now it's time for me to slow down, breathe, right? And through your nose, out through your mouth, and relax my nervous system so that way I can actually move into a space of power, empowering my mind with high vibrational positive thoughts. One thing you could do to really stimulate your medulla oblongata, or your back of your spinal column, is put a cold towel on it. Put a cold towel on the back of your neck, and that'll actually calm your nervous system down. You feel me? Breathing exercises are very, very good for your nervous system. So having a routine breathing exercises is a must, right? A must. Throat chakra work is also important to control your nervous system as well. Because what you're speaking out loud and clearly with ease is essentially what's going to come into this matrix. So you're speaking things into existence, but you're also calming down your nervous system. You feel me? Ashwagandha is very important. Ashwagandha will slow down your nervous system and get you in a more the parasympathetic nervous system. Don't worry, my meditates are coming back out. Particular, how would we say, yoga moves with dealing with your head and everything like that, and just your body in general will slow down that fight or flight response, right? Like I did Kundalini yoga, and boy, oh boy, did that shit hurt. That shit had me in a whole different zone, in a whole different mode. But it was good, you know what I'm saying? I did it with the homegirl Courtney. Shout out to Courtney. But it wasn't necessarily for me because I'm a big ass nigga, and me twisting and turning like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like my big ass, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it again though, trust and believe. But god damn. Um, understanding these different modalities that you could do. But the thing is, I can tell y'all all this stuff, but it's about you disciplining yourself and having a system to put forth that particular energy. You feel me? Do you consider yourself like Samson with those locks? You seem proud of them, no offense. Oh shit, I do seem proud of them. My bad. Okay, shit. I guess they are throwed on. You like them? I don't know if I'm proud of them. I just got locks. You feel me? You feel me? I guess you want me to say I'm proud. I am proud of them. Shit, fuck it. I'm proud of me. Shit, looking so fly and so effortless. You feel me? I love YouTube, dog. Y'all, hey, tell you this is the best contraption ever made. You can really get it in. You feel me? You can really get it in on this YouTube, baby. It is a must. So it's one of those things where we look at it and we actually find the power, the strength to start creating systems. Because remember, your conscious mind is the master, and if you're going to reprogram your servant, which is your subconscious mind, then you're going to have to do repetitious things to serve or to put your servant in check, which is your subconscious mind, which is the genie. You feel me? So again, I just want to encourage the family. Let's not work backwards here. We're becoming more attractive. You feel me? We're becoming more attractive, more into the inner world, the inner alchemy. So then you come with a certain approach to the world. You move a lot more thorough, right? You carry yourself with more assertiveness and confidence. That's how you attract wealth. That's the real game of attracting wealth. It's not, you know what I'm saying? It's not what we want to believe in the aspect of, okay, let me get out here and get to it and go harder. No, it's inside out, not outside in. Inside out, not outside in. Samson got wisdom from his locks. He was a wise person across the Bible timeline. Ashe. I guess I am him, huh? You feel me? I really just got locks because, like I told y'all, nigga, Barbara pushing me back. You feel me? You feel me, though? Hey, man, I want to encourage the family this Thanksgiving, man, do some gratitude rituals for yourself. Be grateful. You feel me? Like, think of stuff that you could put into the fold and do a ritual for yourself. Because today, it might speak of, the slaughtering of our people, of our Native Americans, but we could change the alchemy of it by putting it into a different code. So instead of thinking of it like, Native American being enslaved or, slaughtered, you want to think of the day, because in the unconscious collective, you got to think about it. You can't do nothing about it. And people are still going to celebrate the day. And then even when you say, I don't fuck with Thanksgiving, fuck that shit, that means you care. So you got to do the reverse alchemy and say, okay, well, this day is here, right? It's a day of this called Thanksgiving. So let me give thanks and gratitude to myself. Fuck Thanksgiving, nigga. I don't fuck with that shit. Niggas be, why would you even say that? Nobody asked you that, nigga. You feel me? Niggas be tripping. Nah, hell nah. They slaughtered my people. They got me fucked up. I don't fuck with Thanksgiving. I just want y'all to know that I ain't celebrating today. I ain't fucking with none of that shit. That's just some bullshit. Nigga, they got me fucked up. Meanwhile, your mama still call you and say, hey, Charlie, come over and get this turkey. You don't got nothing in your fridge, nigga. You're gonna go get you a plate. I'm gonna go get me a plate, but fuck this day. Man, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And remember, this is an illusion, so make things up, make things work for you. Even with Christmas, you feel me? Use red and green because red and green is prosperity. So instead of giving the energy outwardly, you give it inwardly to yourself. So do a see, every Thanksgiving, right? Or grateful day. And it's my son's birthday. So Ashe, turning 2. Ashe. So we celebrating him, honestly. But every Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying, I do a particular ritual for 20 minutes and just go into a grateful zone, just grateful, and just really push that into my subconscious mind, into my spirit to envelope the energy of whatever that Thanksgiving thing is. So it's easy, you know what I'm saying? You can just think about stuff that you're grateful for, write it down, and just speak it out into existence heavy over and over and over again and see what happens to you. You feel me? Appreciate that, Dr. Lakeith. Yes, Titus, Ashe, Carmen, Ashe. Hey, got it. Hey, shit, you know, go get you a plate. Everybody coming over to our house this Thanksgiving. Well, it's just really just a celebration of my son. You feel me? So that's kind of the energy we're on. Birthday cake, birthday party, come over and then watch the football game and shit. You feel me? Play dominoes, you know what I'm saying? Take a few shots. Oh shit, they gotta go get a bottle today or tomorrow, huh? They got a bottle today or tomorrow for Thanksgiving, huh? God damn. God damn. Musty Lock said, see, I know niggas be loving me. God damn. Why do people love me so? Musty Locks and Beaver Teeth. God damn, we love my smile, boy. And niggas be loving just how I just move. Damn it. You know, it's one of those things where we gotta understand to the core, right? That all of these holidays are just days where we can turn up inwardly in ourselves. So I use the day for, you know, gratitude, um, powering myself up and manipulating my energy just based off of, you know, understanding that the world is mine. So that's what you want to understand within yourself. The world is yours, and you want to keep on moving in that particular state of uh, empowering yourself when these things do come online. Because remember, symbols are the language of the subconscious mind. So now, if you just understand that, then you can manipulate your world by understanding when these trends happen or celebrities happen, how can you utilize the energy for self? The self alchemy, the mental alchemy. Let me see if y'all got any more questions, family. What y'all got? What y'all got? What y'all got? Right, family. Hey, look, the dream supplements are coming out. The dream supplements are coming out this Thanksgiving. I forgot about that. Dream supplements are coming out this Thanksgiving. You want to tap into the dream state, the astral realms? Dream supplements. Valerian root, ashwagandha, gold cola, see, that's what we're talking about when we're talking about relaxed state. We're just trying to put your body in a relaxed state so then you can move in a particular manner of falling into the subconscious mind realm, which is the dream state, which is going to empower your world and give you energy, inner wisdom, inner godhood based off of, you know what I'm saying, you're in such a relaxed state. You feel me? So remember, them dreams are your subconscious mind speaking to you, right? And the plays that you want to run down here. So the more relaxed you are, the more calm you are in the sleep state, the more them dreams is going to give you understandings and plays down here in the third dimension. So don't take your dreams for granted. You want to be able to manipulate your dreams and the energy just based off of it being um, your power, your strength. Yes, sir, family. I love and appreciate y'all, man. Love and appreciate y'all. Until next time, peace to the gods.